Yeah. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, I guess people are coming in. You gotta turn that down. All right, can you guys hear me? Hi. So we're definitely newbies at this Periscope thing, so you'll need to give us feedback to make sure that you're able to hear us okay and see things okay. And we were gonna have our faces showing, but we had to get the camera set up on a tripod, so I'll introduce myself. I'm Greg, and this is Angie.
Hi.
And these are our hands.
Oh, hi. Oh, I can't.
There's Angie.
There we go.
Okay, so because we're so new at this, Angie's actually going to help moderate questions and the comments and things like that, and I'm going to be showing you about our product. So, real quick introduction of us. Angie and I have worked together in a more corporate environment for several years, and we made the leap and went off to start our own small business several months ago. We launched Concord and 9th on August 9th, actually. So we are almost 2 months into this and having a blast. Many of you joining us today, I know, saw Jennifer McGuire's repost of our Instagram post last night, and so we're so glad that you're joining us. And we are so grateful for Jennifer McGuire for doing that. We didn't know she was going to do that, and it kind of turned things upside down in a great direction for us. Helped bring Concord and 9th a little bit more out of obscurity because we're so new. So
I was obsessed with my phone last night.
yeah,
Not gonna lie.
Angie and I were texting each other like, oh my goodness, we better order more of these. So we're glad you want the dye. We want you guys to want the dye too. So we are going to show you guys first just quickly the anatomy of the dye. They come connected. You may be familiar with dyes like this that come connected. It comes with 3 different pine boughs, and then these snowflake shapes are actually, in a second we'll show you how they come together to help create the tree, but they also double as snowflakes. You get stars, and then these 3 shapes that can work for creating berries or ornaments or whatever. I'm sure you guys will come up with a lot more uses for this dye than we have. So we're going to show you first a quick how-to on how quickly this can come together to make the tree, and then we will show you some other uses that we've come up with this dye. And
show them how to run it through the machine.
How to run it through? Oh, okay. So here's the dyes. I'm going to grab. Hold on for a second. So we use a Big Shot. You can use whatever manual die cutting machine you want. We're just more familiar with the Big Shot machine. So if you have your platform, you're going to want to run the die through in this direction. So your roller in your machine is going to be right here, and it's going to run through your machine this way. Okay? And the reason you want to do that is because of the level of detail in these pine boughs. It just helps to get the right amount of pressure along the die as you run it through. And we have cut out a ton of these, haven't we, Angie?
Yes.
I mean, hundreds of these little pine sprigs, and we haven't had any problems with our dies not cutting and things. So make sure you run it through that way. Okay.
The paper pops out easily.
Yep.
Has ejection holes too.
Yeah, so you can see there's ejection holes if anything does get stuck. And to make the tree that I showed you, we actually used some textured basil paper, and it seemed like the perfect weight for completing the tree. So,
Hi, Kimona, by the way.
oh hey Kimona, how are you? If you guys don't know, Kimona is amazing, and she was our very first guest designer,
yeah.
And she did a phenomenal job. We're so happy that we have crossed paths with her. So So to start the construction of your tree, you actually need to take an 1/8" bamboo skewer. You can get these pretty much anywhere, but it needs to be an 1/8" bamboo skewer, and that's what your tree will be built on. And we actually used some distress ink, I think the walnut stain, to give our tree, and I'll pull the tree in. We used distress ink just to give it more of a wood color so that it wasn't that raw bamboo color. And now I'm going to show you guys how to start building, okay? So you're going to take, for the very bottom layer, we're going to explain why they have, each bough has 3 different, let's see, I'll show you. Each of the pine boughs has 3 holes in the center. Those are each 1/8 inch to correspond with the 1/8 inch skewer that you're going to use. And to build the bottom layer, we just used some runner adhesive. So anything will do. And I just put a little bit on there. And then you're going to start creating a snowflake shape, essentially. And I just aligned those holes. And then I put a little more on there. And align it just in the center hole. And mine's a little off, but you get the idea though. You start to build one layer of the pine tree, and then it actually just, I use the pointy end because it helps to feed that on there. And because you have a little bit of adhesive on there, it actually fits nice and snug onto that bamboo skewer. If you need to, you can add a little more adhesive to hold it in place better. But so the next layer, so I would do 2 of those layers, and then the next layer up actually is going to use the second hole. And what you're going to need to do is...
But it's the same large sprig,
yeah,
right?
The same largest one, that's right. So use 3 more, and you're going to actually cut those in half. And if I wasn't talking through this, it would go even quicker, but you can see how quickly it actually just comes together. And then I just use some of that adhesive, and I'm going to align every single one of those holes. And once you get in a pattern and in a rhythm of making this, it actually comes together really quite easily. And I will tell you how we, all the layers we used on that tree, but so you can see when you take that layer that I had just made and you start to layer those, you can see how it starts to, well, hopefully you guys can see from there, but you can see that it starts to taper in. So when we made our tree last night, it actually had 2 of each layer. So we did 2 of the largest, and then at the next hole in, we did 2 of those, and then we went to our medium-sized pine bough, and we did the largest of the medium size, and then we went the next hole in and did 2 of those, and so on, all the way up. And then these cute snowflake dies were actually what were used to complete the whole top part of the, and Angie's telling me to hurry up, so.
Well, no, you're just there.
Oh.
I'm not telling you to hurry. There's a delay. I think you're wanting to watch it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is definitely our first time.
Forgive us.
But as we were designing this, we were like, we wanted to do a die that had a pine, like a pine sprig or a pine bough, but then we thought, well, how could we take it even further? And we started to play around, and we were like, this snowflake shape actually would double perfectly as the top of a tree. And so we started just playing around and prototyping this, and eventually ended up with this set. And then in this set, you'll see you also get the star, you know, for topping that off. You can use the circles to decorate and create ornaments. But
someone's asked if you have a spacer in between each layer.
A spacer to, as far as like keeping them
on the skewer, I believe.
No, we just spaced them out about a 1/2 inch apart, And actually, I'll show you on the bottom one here. We tried this out as well. If you find that it's moving around too much, you can actually take the snowflake die and cut one of these out, and it is actually camouflaged really well, and you may not even be able to see it real well on there, but it helps to stabilize that level of the tree. So that's a little helpful hint for you. But
and you can make it as fluffy as you want, or as Charlie Brown sparse as you want. Yeah, that would be cute too.
Absolutely. And yeah, and the nice thing about this is it doesn't have to be perfectly spaced and things, because trees are organic, and we went for a very organic look with this tree. So
so someone actually just said, I can see other things being made with this, like a wreath and a sprig.
You're smart. Whoever said that, you're very smart. Let me show you some ideas that we actually came up with, and these are just on a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card front, so you can get an idea of the scale. But we did actually, this was Angie's idea. She put together this wreath, and then using 3 of the little circle cutouts, created a really cool 3-dimensional card front. And we'll be coming out with some other things that you'll want to take a look at, where you can use to stamp little sentiments in there and whatnot.
Yes, so, actual samples on Friday.
Yeah, so these are not our finished samples, but this is just to show you the function of the die. We're really excited for you guys to see like finished samples and how beautiful they can look. So, fun little wreath. We were playing around this morning, and we just drew a triangle on the paper and came up with a Christmas tree. And really simple. And this one just, I used the smallest die and cut them in half and just started layering them, and it came together quite nicely. And then some gold foil paper for the star and some ornaments. So
someone's saying this is very versatile.
It is. That's one of the things that we want to do at Concord 9th, is try to stretch our products as far as possible, because we know that every product you guys buy is an investment, and so we want it to be a great investment for you, and get the most use out of it. So
this would, by the way, be, someone asked what was in the middle, and it's actually a skewer that you can just buy at the store.
Yeah.
And
1/8-inch skewer.
Someone also said, what a fun project to do with your kids.
Yeah.
This would be so fun.
Yeah, I actually have an 11-year-old daughter and a 4.5-year-old son, and they love the Big Shot. They actually love helping to cut things out, and it really would come together quite easily with some adult supervision. It'd be really fun for kids to make. And Angie was actually mentioning earlier how fun it would be to do in non-traditional Christmas colors.
Yes.
You know?
Like those bottle brush trees that are pink and yellow. Yeah. And like teal. Stop.
Yeah, it would be so much fun.
So cute.
So the last 2 that we have here, I'll show you this one first. Angie came up with this. How nice would that be to throw on top of just as a little embellishment on a card or on a tag or on a gift, and you may see some samples like that we're going to be coming out with. And then this, this is a real simple use of the die, but can you imagine like a stamped little sentiment right above that, and how nice that would be. Or take from our Love You Mean It stamp set, for those of you who are familiar with it. If you're not, you should go check it out on our website. But it has 2 circles that are kind of oblong, and it would be really cool to stamp that, and then have this little pine sprig right here to accent the bottom, or just slightly off center on that. So really fun uses for one die set.
Someone said, wouldn't they be pretty in silver? I actually did some.
These are in gold.
They're in gold.
But you can see that we used a gold foil paper, and yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. Here's the tiny snowflake. But oh, and yeah, we wanted to show you one other thing with the use. So I showed you how to create the tree, the layers of the tree, Now, if you picture doing that in white, look how beautiful that comes together as a snowflake. So Angie put these together. This one's the large, this one's the medium.
And this is the medium cut down to the second hole.
Yep.
That's the small.
There's the small one.
And then
these are just the dice. So look at all these snowflakes that actually come together.
Well, now layer the medium on top of the large.
Okay. So if you want to start getting like a really dimensional snowflake that could look beautiful as an ornament or a beautiful dressed up tag for a gift.
Turn that one though.
Turn it?
Turn them opposite.
Angie does the pretty things.
Turn the...
Here, you do it.
Turn it like opposite where your sprigs are.
Oh, okay, like this. Like that?
Yes.
All right.
A nice full
I got it.
Snowflake.
And
there.
You can see that Angie, so if you didn't, she actually used a snowflake, one of the small snowflake dies to cover up the extra holes there, so that it looks nice and finished and polished. But,
it covers up the holes, yeah.
Yeah, and this is like on a shimmery white cardstock, so it's
pretty.
It looks like a nice snowflake.
So some people are asking, what is it called?
It's called Take a Bough, like a play on words.
Yep.
Bough.
When can I buy it?
It will go live midnight on Thursday night. So we go live October 9th.
Which is really Friday morning at
October 9th.
wee hours.
Yeah, so our new releases go live at midnight on the 9th of each month.
And how much is it?
So we are going to have a $24 MSRP, a $24 price point on this die, and which is a steal when you think of all the things that you can make with a single die.
Oh, and it's Mountain Time Zone.
It is Mountain Time Zone, yeah. We're based out of Utah. So it is midnight Mountain Time Zone. And I'm trying to think of what else exciting we can share with you about this.
Shoot out some questions if you have them, and we'll answer them.
If we can. And if we can't, we are putting together a video that will be posted on YouTube and on our website. We love the idea of Periscope, and we're so new to this, and we plan on doing this to have a more interactive experience, but we do want to have videos available so you can see how to use this and replay it over and over or whatever if you need to.
Someone asked if you prepped the dies with your dryer sheets.
We didn't.
Nope.
And I'm guessing that helps with not having them stick in there. I assume that if you run into any trouble, that would be a great tip, actually. But we didn't have to do that at all. These are made in the U.S. The supplier that we work with that makes it so these are sorry. My wife. They're back. But yeah, so the method that the manufacturer uses makes it so that these dies actually don't have the cardstock stick in there, so it's really easy for you to release them from the dies.
In case you're trying to get a perspective on the size, like this large sprig is 4 inches long, and then this one goes down to 3 and 2, so mathematically that's how it tapers
up into a tree shape.
So
one other thing, while questions may be coming in. These were just purchased at the craft store, but we're actually going to do some fun treatments to these little terracotta pots. And you can see that it's actually the perfect little size. I'm going to do that sideways. Can you see that all right? They're the perfect size though, and we're going to do some fun treatments to these little pots with some of our other products that we carry. So stay tuned for that in our samples with our launch. For those of you who are new to Concord and 9th, just again as a reminder, we launch on the 9th of every month. We do carry stamps and dies, but we have some other products out there. For those who love to watercolor, we have a line of products called Tintables that have a special coated, it's like a UV coat is what it's called, but it's a special coating on the paper, and it's a high quality cotton paper, and then you can watercolor on there. We also carry a line of they're actually printed newsprints, and they come to you like an actual newspaper, folded up like a newspaper, and that line is called Paper Route, and it's a super fun product line just to do all sorts of things. Create bags, use them in cards. So, yeah.
Does anyone have any more questions today? We can let you get back to work.
Yeah, we'll wrap this up. So.
And I want to know, what do you guys think? We're pretty excited about it. So we're excited to show you some actual finish samples as well, and a little forest maybe.
Yeah. It'll be a little forest. So be sure to check us out at www.concordandninth.com if you haven't been to our website yet. And we're also on all the major social media outlets. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, we're on Twitter, and obviously here on Periscope, Pinterest as well. So whatever your social media speed is, be sure to follow us. And we hope that you guys enjoyed our first scope. You guys are part of history for us. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for all the hearts.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.